Successful attacks by the Ukrainian Defense Forces on military facilities located on Russian territory could lead to the withdrawal of air defense systems from the occupied territories and the humiliation of Kremlin dictator Vladimir Putin. This was stated by Anatoly Krapchinsky, deputy director of a Ukrainian company producing electronic warfare equipment, on air at Radio NV. In fact, I want to note that here it is most likely not even on his knees, but a more complex form of mockery will be directed at Putin, humiliation. Because in fact, here we need to understand that the Russian Federation is significantly losing its logistical component in the long term, and this will lead to what we saw when the troops approached Kiev. That is, we saw that they were left without any weapons and could not work, the expert said. He noted that the strategic purpose of strikes on military facilities of the Russian Federation is to weaken the aggressor country from within. Successful strikes demonstrate, among other things, that Russia currently lacks a sufficient amount of air defense, which was previously moved to the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine, where it was destroyed or operates and interferes with the work of the Ukrainian Armed Forces aviation component. However, attacks by the defense forces, specifically on important military targets of the Russian Federation, may lead to the enemy starting to pull back some air defense systems. As the expert noted, for example, in order to try to protect the Moscow region, where certain factories producing electronics for military needs and the like are located. Krapchinsky recalled that the enemy is actively using air defense on the front line, increasing the production of drones, even simple ones like Molnia, launching terrorist attacks on the Kharkiv region using FPV drones on frontline and border settlements of Ukraine and the like. It should be noted the attacks on Russian military facilities increase discontent in Russian society. Let us recall that on the night of January the 14th, Ukraine launched a massive combined attack on the territory of the Russian Federation. Aviation expert and manufacturer of electronic warfare equipment, Anatoly Krapchinsky, said that aircraft, artillery installations for launching ATACMS missiles, and unmanned systems were used. According to him, given the distance, it becomes clear that 1,000 kilometers is no longer a problem for Ukraine to overcome them using its own developments. At the same time, the expert noted that the main thing in this attack is not the explosions and fires, but the result. Each such attack has strategic significance for the occupiers.
Holocaust survivors, world leaders and royalty lit candles Monday at the close of a ceremony marking the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz by Soviet troops. According to Associated Press, the ceremony is widely being treated as the last major observance that any notable number of survivors will be able to attend. In all, 56 survivors gathered under a huge tent set up over a gate and railway tracks at the site of the former camp. The numbers have already dwindled considerably from the 200 survivors who attended the 75th anniversary event. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenski, who leads a nation defending itself against Russia's invasion, was among those in attendance, along with French President Emmanuel Macron, Britain's King Charles III and other royalty. Nazi German forces murdered some 1.1 million people at the site in southern Poland, which was under German occupation during World War II. Most of the victims were Jews killed on an industrial scale in gas chambers, but also Poles, Roma, Soviet prisoners of war, gay people and others who were targeted for elimination in the Nazi racial ideology.